What's going on, guys? You know, it's a different type of video. It's a different type of video. I feel like it's my turn to say something. I wanted to come on here earlier, but I didn't know what to say. Things were very fresh. Things were very fresh at the time. I was messed up. I was affected very deeply by what happened. Seeing what transpired, that assassination on Charlie Kirk, messed me up. Now now trying to okay, I feel like it's my duty to say something. I really do. I feel like it's my duty to say something, to give my thoughts, even though there are others that are more eloquent in navigating these waters of emotion than I am, and trying not to lead with anger or hate and just speak, right. It's hard. I'm not trained, I'm not versed in doing that. uh okay, I feel like, who am I, what type of father would I be to not use this platform and say something? What what does that send? What kind of message does that send to my son, who I'm trying to raise as a good man, a God-fearing man? If down the road, because let's not pretend that this isn't a historically dark time. This is a historic moment, um, in this nation's history, in the world's history, but in this nation's history specifically, and I will talk on that. Um, it who would I be to not put something out? My son eventually will watch this my channel and know what I do, and I don't ever want him to say, "Dad, during this time, didn't you have a YouTube channel? Didn't you have a platform? Didn't you can't you why didn't you call out evil um when you saw it and just sit by?" And raising him to be a good God-fearing man, that's not the example I want to lead. So I have to put this video out. What happened was absolutely enraging. What happened was absolutely just jaw-droppingly evil. Seeing evil manifest itself is sobering for sure. Um, I see a lot. I've seen so many content creators like voice their opinions and views, and I think it's very important for them to. I think it's very important for us as a society here in the US, and maybe even globally, to 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 be able to point out the evil that exists. Um Celebrating someone's death is abhorrent, you know. Like, that makes that's pure evil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um I don't know how to come at this. I don't know how to come at this as a father, as a husband, as someone who has his own spiritual beliefs and moral beliefs, raising a son. Like, I formulated my own opinions about things. I've lived my own life that shaped the way I view things, the way I believe in things, and the way I teach things to my son. Um, what are we telling our kids? You know what I mean? What are we telling our children? Like, you disagree with someone, and that could possibly be the answer is to kill them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, we on multiple channels, and I will post this video on every channel that I have. Um, I'll post this on Unplugged Nation and Rec Nation for sure. Uh, look, we can disagree with each other. Like because I have my own opinions and my own values. Like that shouldn't be something that another human being should die for. You know what I mean? That's absolutely nuts. That's crazy. That's unhinged. I'm never going to push what I believe on anyone. This is all right, guys. Understand this. I wasn't planning on. I was planning on making a video. I wasn't planning on making this video right now, but I felt like I had to. Look, I signed an oath to this country, and I have a duty, right? I saw so there's so many thoughts. It's so like it's so. Bear with me. This isn't the most free flowing video. Look, we should all be able to agree to disagree. Period. You know, people that are bringing in politics into this are short-sighted. Are short-sighted. They don't understand why this affected so many people. This sets up a very unhealthy precedent. You know, um, I hope, and for multiple reasons, I want to try to get through this with you guys. All right, look. So everyone should have the right to voice their opinion. There are a lot of people all over the world that do not have that right to voice opinions, regardless of what you think, what you agree with or disagree with. It shouldn't matter. Like normal human beings, like normal freaking adults. If there's something that someone is saying that I just don't like, guess what? I don't pay attention to it. I move on. I'm busy. I'm working the 9 to 5. I'm busy living my life in my bubble, trying to raise my son and be a good husband. And when the time when there's time to get content on these channels that I have, no one should be silenced for opinions. That's just not how it goes. That's not how we act as adults, right? There is there's evil. There's evil in this world, and evil's going to evil, regardless of its means or tools, right? And we saw that on display 2 days ago. A lot of people were traumatized seeing that. A lot of people don't understand what they saw. It's hard. It's hard for me to comprehend. Um, that we all saw that. We all saw that in 4K. I highly recommend you guys not to watch that video. It's probably too late. You guys know what we're talking about. You guys have seen it. You guys witnessed it, right? Did you know his family was in the audience? I don't think I've ever cried as much over someone I've never met. His family, his daughters or his kids, and his wife were in the audience. And when that happened, when his life was taken, his daughter tried to run to him because she was scared. Like, what? It- all right, look, we can disagree. We can disagree. That's guys in this country in the U.S. I'm talking to you guys, right? That is our right. We can disagree on things. Lots of people have fought and died for that right. I took an oath to protect that right to disagree. Hell, guys, my best friend is someone I can disagree with, and we talk. And guess what? We made a very successful YouTube channel, and we don't see eye to eye on everything, but we can still talk about things and not be so militant. Celebrating, celebrating an innocent man's death is the purest form of evil, regardless of what you think about what he stood for. The thing is, he stood for something, right? He stood for something, and he stood on his business, and he stood on his faith, right? Even if you disagree with the person, I that is someone I respect, right? I've seen clips where I agree wholeheartedly on some of the things he was talking about. And there are some clips that I see that I disagree. But never in a million years would I rise to that level and that reach that level of hatred and contempt that I would I would jump. I don't. That's unhinged. That's absolutely nuts. And look, guys, just putting this out there. Um, if you're one of those people that did celebrate, I don't need you in my community. I don't need you in this sphere. I don't care. I don't care. I stopped. I stopped caring. Like, look, we can disagree on things, then that's fine. I don't have to be. I don't need, like, I've lived my life, created my opinions. You've lived your life. You guys have created your opinions and your beliefs and whatever. And I respect that. And I love that about the world, that we have different fucking opinions. It's healthy. That's, to me, that's healthy. We have differing opinions. What that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Um there's so many different things that I so many different ways I want to take this. As a society, we're broken. And we've been hearing that. We've been hearing that from just social media posts and stuff like that. Just doom scrolling, just hearing different people speaking their stance on things. Um, it is broken. Am I going to fix it on this channel? No. There's so much to fix. There's so many different ways. I looked at this from the standpoint of a husband, of a father, of someone that has a presence, no matter how small, on social media, on YouTube, on Rumble, on Instagram. I have a duty to call out evil when I see evil. That is my duty as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a human. We cannot let evil we cannot let evil scare us into being silent when there's stuff that we believe in. You know, I that's where that's what my point is. No, no, there should be no widows, no fatherless children because of opinions. This concept, this topic is so deep, so deep. than just the actual assassination. And I'll say this: the outpouring of love for Charlie Kirk's family has been tremendous and warranted from people that don't agree with him. And that's the way it should be. I focus on those. I see those content creators that the first thing they say when they start the video is, "Look, I'm not political. I don't do political stuff." You know what? Proud of those content creators. Our job is to call out evil. Our job is to not not support those places that have become toxic. I know this is long-winded and not really formulated, this talk, but I had to put it up. It's been weighing on my soul the more I've kept quiet about it. You know, it's just do my son sees this. He didn't I'm never going to let him see the video until he is 100% ready, or if he comes to me and asks me about it. Um our job as adults is to shield our children, is to protect our children. That is our job. That's here. We did it. We lived our lives, guys. We lived our lives. Now it's their turn to live theirs. And we have to give them every opportunity to succeed. But also, we don't want them living in fear. Fear silences. Fear, just is toxic, you know. And I want my son to know that I'm not going to be one that stays silent during one of these moments. I want him to at least look back and like, look, dad did something. Dad said something. Dad was vocal about this, because I am trying to teach my son to call out evil when you see it. You stand up for those people without voices. You be the bigger man, be a good man. Protect those that can't protect themselves. That is the lessons I'm trying to teach. But also, being a service member, seeing what this country has become, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to see us so divided. You know, it was just a flurry of emotions this past weeks, very heavy, very heavy. It's been a very heavy week, full of loss for lots of people, full of tragedy for lots of people. I'm not dismissing what happened on that bus, that full display of evil on the bus. I'm not dismissing the school shooting that happened this week on the same day that Charlie Kirk got assassinated. I'm I'm saying the why it's what I think, why it's gotten so huge is because there's someone on a college campus that was ended in public for opinions, just opinions. You know, you can disagree with opinions, walk away, and live your life. People have their opinions about what I say about songs as a reactor, right? I give my opinions all the time. I give my opinions all the time. And what happens if I don't like a song? You know, like that's an opinion, right? Like to think that there are people so unhinged out there that get so riled up. You know, like if you don't like what I have to say, you guys can just leave. You guys can leave. It's you know, but anyway, all that to say this. This is a long video. Love each other, respect each other. Be there for each other. Hear other opinions out, or be okay with agreeing to disagree. Never should you have a violent thought against someone who has a differing opinion, because you don't know. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know the path they've walked. You don't know the life they've lived to create their opinions about things. They are speaking their truth. Their truth doesn't have to necessarily be your truth. If you absolutely hate what they're talking about, fucking leave. Violence is never going violence just reaps more violence. And to the into this whole thing of silencing someone with an opinion, look what it's done. The failure of it all is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't like you, I'm ending you because of your opinions, and that process breeds millions more. You've made that opinion so much louder. Uh, anyway, look, guys, love each and every one of you guys. Just know that it's okay that we don't have to agree on everything. We don't. Look, it's crazy. This sets us this like I don't I, this sets like what a standard. This is absolutely nuts. Look, I'm never going to be afraid of speaking my truths and voicing my opinions, and I'm going to raise my son to speak his mind, to create his own opinions, to be one of those free thinkers, to be a God-fearing man, and to stand up for those people, and to voice be a voice for the people that don't have a voice. Stand up for those that are weaker and help people whenever you can. Look, this is not a sermon, guys. I don't care. I don't care your beliefs. I don't care I don't care about your opinions. I mean, I will hear them. You are entitled to them, right? I don't need toxicity in this community. We don't need toxicity in this world. Is it there? Yes. Does evil exist in all shapes and forms? Yes. Evil's going to try to evil. Just be your light as best as you can. Speak your truth as best as you can. As loud as you can. Stand up for what you believe in. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that these kids don't have a father and that they have to replay this moment for the rest of their lives. And there's never going to be these two kids are going to be loved no matter where they go from such a vast amount of people. I tear up, I get emotional because I'm a father, because I'm a husband. My life changed when I got married. My life changed when I had a son. Everything changes. Your whole world changes, as it should. As it should. The world becomes bigger, becomes scarier, becomes uncertain. When it's just you, and you just are just looking at you like your world isn't as big because you're living just for you, just one individual. You're your world right here, right? When you when you have, like for me, when I have to think about my wife, I have to think about my son and their worlds and how our worlds are one and the same, and it's just big. It just this thing messed me up. This whole thing messed me up, guys. You know, I'm just it's hard. It's hard to see. It's hard to see the communities um that we share just ripped apart by this. And the evil, just to see the evil out there is just disheartening. You guys got to be good to each other, man. You guys got to unplug. You guys got to see the world, live life, make every moment count, every second count. You know, never in a million years did I think I was going to see something like that. Oh, no, I would say this. I just never thought I'd see it in at the age I'm seeing it now, right? In this country. Um, we've all lost people to disease, to to unnecessary violence, to war. You know, those deaths, those losses hurt. Those losses individually, they hurt. They leave big holes. But to see this, it's a loss in the principles. It's a loss in morals. It's a loss for ideas. It's a loss for this country. It's a shameful moment for this country. Not once have I thought about resorting to violence for differing opinions. So, guys, I ask that you respect each other out there. You don't have to agree on everything. Just respect each other. This is a wake up call for society. Um, it's affected me, and it continues to affect me. Watching Charlie Kirk's wife speak today broke my heart again. It I have there is rage. There's a lot of rage. There's a lot of there's just a lot of emotions. And I know that we're all going through it. When you see tragedy, you react. You have to go through the stages of loss. And so this is it. But I would be remiss if I didn't put something out, voicing my opinions, voicing my thoughts. And even though they're not thought out that well, I am not. It's unfortunate that I'm not as eloquent as some. You know, this I'm just a dad, just a husband, trying to be the best I can in an evil place, trying to be as bright of a light as I can be. You know, do look, my channels, they don't mean nothing. The sanctity of my family and my child's future means everything to me. But I have this platform. I will put my opinions out there, not just because I want to hear the sound of my voice, but because my son will ask me. I don't want my son to ask me, Dad, where was your video? Where was your voice? How are you teaching me to stand up and speak out against violence and speak out against evil when this happened and you were silent? I'm no. This is my video saying that. So thanks. Thanks. Thanks for hearing me out. If you stayed to the end. Thank you guys. I'll see you all later.